Nice warm temperatures today, but that nice weather makes it easier for fire to spread. Good evening, I'm Brittany Pieper.
And I'm Jim Rick. Thanks for joining us. With high winds and low humidity, the National Weather Service issued a special fire warning. KOMU8's Jasmine Bailey is here in the studio to tell us a mid-Missourian struck a match anyway. Jasmine?
Robert Hagan burned a big chunk of his land today by accident. Fire officials say the wet ground from recent rain can be misleading when it comes to conditions that might cause a wildfire.
Even though we've had moisture recently, as recent as Tuesday evening and Wednesday, the ground is very wet at this point. But again, the grass is dead or dormant, and so there's no uptake of moisture into the plant itself.
And dead grass is dry grass, the perfect fuel for fire. That, paired with high winds and low humidity, can be a dangerous combination.
The landowner decided he wanted to burn his pond bank off, and he apparently lit the fire, then went inside and watched that exciting MU game. And then after the game was over, he came back out and realized there was about 50 acres on fire.
50 acres in a matter of minutes. Hagan told me when he went inside, the fire was almost out, but it only takes one ember.
It probably needed to be burned off, but not today. You know, the wind's blowing probably 20, gusting maybe 30.
Today in the Columbia area, winds reached up to 23 miles per hour.
And then you add humidities below 25%. That's where that fire weather statement comes from today.
No one was hurt in today's fire, but as long as conditions persist, officials say to be very careful when burning. The best times to do so are early morning or late evening when humidity is high and winds are low.
Columbia police are investigating a shooting they say happened this morning, but they still don't know where it happened. Around 1:15 a.m., a witness called 911 to report they saw a car cross over the median on I-70 driving in the wrong direction. Officials couldn't find the car, and then about 15 minutes later, Boone County Sheriff's deputies saw the possible suspect vehicle. One of Boone County deputies spoke with the driver. She said she was driving the victim, who showed up at her house on Hendricks Lane with multiple gunshot wounds. Police say the victim did not cooperate with the investigation. Today, the University of Missouri told us why it plans to close and tear down the University Village apartment complex. An MU official says the buildings are old and it would be too expensive to renovate or rebuild the apartments. The university also says demolition is a good idea in light of the incident that killed Columbia firefighter Lieutenant Bruce Britt. MU says it knows it is eliminating a well-liked facility that's location worked well for a lot of people.
This has been a popular living area for graduate students and married students. It's very convenient, it's a low cost, it's close to the university, and the community down there has been very, very close and tight-knit.
The university says it will be a challenge to find a new housing that for those that do not gravitate towards the typical dorm environment. MU does not yet know if it will build a new facility to replace University Village.
Speaking of which, a busy downtown hangout is putting on a fundraiser tonight in honor of firefighter Bruce Britt. The money collected tonight will help children attend a special summer camp. KOMU8's Connor Wist is live at Harpo's to tell us about the fundraiser.
There will be firefighter booths on the bar tops here inside Harpo's tonight. Now, the money raised in those firefighter booths will go far beyond the walls of this famous Columbia bar. The money will go to a camp for kids and teens who come together through the burn scars they have endured. Harpo's is a place people come to celebrate wins, to celebrate coming home, and tonight to celebrate the life of a fallen hero in the community. Lieutenant Bruce Britt's family chose to donate the money collected to a special camp for kids. Claire Mitchell attends burn camp every year.
When I started going there, I was so surprised to see other people had the same thing as me. And so then once I started talking to them and seeing how they could still be so positive even though bad things had happened to them, I realized that I could do the same thing.
She started going to camp after a car accident in 3rd grade left her with severe burns.
At the end of the week, we all take this ginormous group picture that takes forever, but it's pretty awesome because you get to see all your friends in there and we're all wearing the same shirt, so it's hard to find them.
The camp is going into its 18th year and has funded 1,000 campers total. Claire is already looking forward to returning to camp this summer.
We do some crazy high rope stuff, and it's kind of where I got over my fear of heights too, so it's just a really special place to me.
From Burn Camp says that for every child to attend camp, they will pay for the entire amount. Now, Harpo's owners say they will match that amount that is raised here in the booths tonight to help pay for more campers this summer. Reporting live in Columbia, Connor Wist, KOMU 8 News.
This afternoon, Mizzou beat Texas A&M in the first double overtime SEC tournament game in more than 25 years. KOMU8's LC Chandler is live at the Georgia Dome with the details. LC?
Well, Jim, the Tigers needed a total team effort once Jabari Brown and Jordan Clarkson fouled out in overtime. That's when Jonathan Williams III stepped up. JW3 posted 11 points and 15 rebounds, 8 of those points coming in the 10 minutes of overtime. The win took heart, but they'll need more than that tomorrow at noon when they face number 1 Florida, who already beat Mizzou back in February. I'll have more on today's game and a look ahead at tomorrow's later in sports. Reporting live in Atlanta for the Mizzou Extra, LC Chandler, KOMU 8 News.
Today made us feel like spring is actually on its way, so let's check in with Rosie for a look at our weekend weather.
Thanks, Brittany. Exactly a week from today.
Rosie, thanks. MoDOT is fixing a winter problem before spring kicks in.
And he's known for his bow ties around MU's campus. What the new chancellor has to say about his eventful first month in Columbia. When he started in February, MU's chancellor traded in his Aggie bow ties for black and gold ones, but he's not only making changes to his attire.
KOMU8's Emily Spain talked with R. Bowen Lofton about his first month on the job and Mizzou's future.
But the best part's all around you here. These students are the best part of the campus.
There's one thing MU's new chancellor, R. Bowen Lofton, makes clear. He's here for them.
Welcome, guys. The long days at my age aren't easy, but when you have a chance every day to talk to these 19, 20, 21-year-old students here who are so full of just life, it gives you the ability to go forward and keep working hard, too.
64-year-old Lofton's pretty tech-savvy and uses social media to reach students, too. He says he gets 50 to 60 tweets a day.
Social media gives them direct access to the chancellor. Why not? I'm here to serve them. Early in my last presidency,
Lofton's led the university for more than a month now, and it hasn't been an easy one.
day by day deal with the problems that come along.
Since Lofton took over the helm, the story about Sasha Manouchori, Michael Sam's public announcement, and the tragic death at University Village Apartments.
Obviously, losing a community leader, a firefighter, was a really, really hard thing for not just his family, but also all the firefighters here in Columbia and the entire community. We're really very sympathetic to all the things that went into that.
Lofton has quickly recognized Mizzou is really the city's pride. One affects the other.
Very easy for us to sit here behind these doors, make a decision that could affect this city and not communicate it to the city. That's wrong.
Addressing those issues is just one part of Lofton's job. So far, he's traveled to Atlanta to help plan the football schedule, hired a chief financial officer because Mizzou didn't have one, and met a lot of people.
I need some sleep, but not a lot of sleep.
Lofton says more structural changes could be on their way.
I've got to be able to have a team I can delegate to who understands me, I understand them, and so we can actually work together very effectively. I don't change for change's sake. I change when things are really going to be improved by that, okay? Got you on that one.
Just like his change from maroon and white to black and gold. That's an improvement.
My collection of black and gold is growing rapidly.
Lofton has lofty goals for Mizzou.
So Mizzou becomes not simply an institution trying to be like others, it becomes the one others want to be like.
A promise and a plan, wrapped up neatly with a bow.
But fundamentally, we exist for one reason: to educate our students.
With videographer Scott Schaefer, Emily Spain, KOMU 8 News, Columbia.
The new chancellor says he has about 400 bow ties and he can tie one in about 10 seconds.
You think you could beat him?
I don't think so. I could try, though.
Coming up, a Columbia sweet treat shop gets a little makeover.
Plus, from pies to potholes, you know what they both need? A good filling. That's next. First day of spring is a week from today?
A week from today, it's going to be March 20th. I almost said June 20th. I'm hoping too much for summer.
Thanks, Rosie.
Sure.
Construction kicks off at a popular Columbia sweet spot.
Plus, a page out of a veteran's book, stories about America's history. Potholes have become a problem for all Missouri drivers. Recently, MoDOT has taken steps to repair as many as possible. Earlier this week, MoDOT started a new patrol that allows Missouri drivers to report potholes. MoDOT says it has received many reports. We talked to drivers who say MoDOT isn't getting enough credit for fixing them.
It's not really the potholes that's at fault. It's the drivers that's going too fast and not paying attention to the potholes, whether they're texting on their phone or whatever.
For more information on how you can report a pothole, visit our website, KOMU.com.
Construction started today on a popular Columbia bakery, Peggy Jean's Pies. After completing a successful Kickstarter campaign that raised the necessary money, owner Jean Plumley and daughter Rebecca Miller looked for a location. The duo bought a small place on Buttonwood Drive back in November. They thought the space would be ready for the holidays, but the city permit process has taken longer, so now they're looking at April 9th as an open date.
The University of Missouri hosted an event this evening to celebrate veterans and their stories. The event opened with the reading of a book titled Proud to Be Celebrating Veterans. The book includes the published stories of the veterans themselves who write about their struggles. Many attended the event, including ROTC members such as Ari Peterson, an MU senior who will be joining the forces after graduation.
There's times where you're thinking to yourself, why am I here? I'm freezing and tired and hungry, and you have to just dig down deep and realize that you're doing it for a good purpose.
The State Historical Society and the MU Veterans Center organized the display. The organizers of the event hope to encourage other veterans to share their stories for future books.
A win this afternoon means Mizzou still has a chance at the March Madness dance. We'll tell you all about it ahead in sports.
From the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports with Chris Gervino.
Hi, everyone. Mizzou beat Texas A&M by 1 point last week. Today at the SEC tournament, a double overtime game between the teams. Jordan Clarkson and the Tigers settling in for a long afternoon of basketball. Ernest Ross really started well in this contest. 17 first-half points, matching the total of the rest of his teammates in the first half. And the Tigers led 34-26 at the break. We go ahead now, 2 minutes left to play. A&M's Alex Caruso cans a three-pointer. Aggies by 4 with 2 minutes to go. Caruso scored 28. 5 seconds left, though. Mizzou a chance to win. Tigers can't get anything done. We go to overtime. Then with 53 seconds left in OT, Jabari Brown fouls out. He left the game with 26 points. Late in the contest in overtime, Tigers had the ball, a 2-point lead, but they turn it over. Caruso scores. It's tied at 77. You look at the replay. Remarkable play by the Aggies defensively to get the steal and the lay-in. 4 seconds left, though. Tigers with a chance to win it in overtime. Clarkson's shot is blocked, and the game went to double OT, tied at 77. 4 minutes left in the second overtime. Clarkson fouls out. So Mizzou had to go the rest of the way without its top two leading scorers, Brown and Clarkson. But Ernest Ross had a big game, yet he misses this free throw late. Jonathan Williams III gets the rebound and scores. He had 11 points, 15 boards. Tigers survive in 2 overtimes, 91-83. Now let's check in with KOMU 8's L.C. Chandler, live from Atlanta.
Well, Chris, the Tigers in true Missouri fashion made you cringe and bite your nails to the final seconds today. But it wasn't until the second overtime that they got the win after literally letting the chance at a win slip out of their hands twice. Now, today's game didn't help Missouri change their chances for March Madness without having to win out. It didn't help odds makers change their odds of beating Florida tomorrow. But what it did do is give the Missouri Tigers another chance to prove that they can get it done against the #1 team in the country.
We've got to have a 40-minute game plan against them. They're the best team in the country. We're the only team in the country that has this opportunity tomorrow, so we got to look forward to it.
It's a good opportunity. They're the #1 team. They had a real good regular season, but, it's postseason now, so it's a new season, and we're looking forward to playing them.
Just playing with great intensity. I think we gave everything we gave in the first half, just played with great heart. In the second half, we came out a little slower than normal, but I think, for us to be able to get a second chance at them again in the SEC tournament at a neutral site, I think it's a good chance for us, like I said, to go out there and just showcase what we do, just play hard and just give everything we got and leave it on the court.
Nobody's going to feel sorry for us. So we got to get them back, get some fluids in them, and get some food in them, and just go rock and roll at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Now that 1 o'clock will be noon Central Time. The Tigers got the job done in the end, but they'll need to be sharper and better in tight situations than they were today. As a Mizzou alum and a great broadcaster for the Dallas Cowboys, Brad Sham, told me this afternoon, they are playing the Texas A&M Aggies tomorrow. Reporting live in Atlanta for the Mizzou Extra, LC Chandler, KMU8 Sports.
All right, LC, thank you.
We have this just into the newsroom. Columbia police are responding to a report of shots fired off Derby Ridge Road in northeast Columbia. KOMU8's Harris Chang spoke to a witness and joins us live from the scene with some of those details.
I'm right now reporting live in North Columbia in Derby Ridge Drive, where just a few minutes ago, Columbia police just left the scene. They were blocking the street around for about over an hour. I talked to one of the witnesses that actually made the 911 call to the police department, and they said at around 9 o'clock, 9:30, they heard 5, 6, 7 gunshots right outside their house. Now, police did find bullet shellings on the street road, but they say that no suspects were found and no one was hit by the bullets. Reporting live in Columbia, Harris Chang, KOMU8 News.
We're still cooling down now here across mid-Missouri, but we'll be doing so slowly.
You were driving around Columbia today, and you noticed more traffic than usual. There's a good reason for it, Chris.
Well, you've got 24 towns represented, basically, with the high school basketball teams in the smaller school state championships this weekend.
Missouri keeps playing.
Number 1 team in the nation, Florida, awaits the Tigers tomorrow at noon in the SEC tourney.
It'll be a tough one.
Yeah,
all right.
likely.
That's our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great night.